I missed happy hour. So you guys, I really appreciate you showing up today. Make sure you join us in VeTest. You can scan the QR, follow the instructions. You can join on mobile or on a laptop or whatever kind of computer you have. I don't care. But I have not had my computer for 3 weeks, and it's been crazy. I left it in Illinois at the bar. I may or may not have had too bunch of a good time. And then Westwood did me a big favor and shipped it to my friends Bix and Amy Weir in California because I was going there next week. So perfect. Well, then our wonderful United States Postal Service was a little slow. And you know what? They didn't work on the holiday weekend. They took Friday off. So my laptop that was supposed to arrive on Friday didn't show up till the next Monday, which then left me 2 weeks without my computer. Amy took a couple days. She had friends and family and all these people at their house having this wonderful party for the one and only Bix Weir. She got it mailed out to me, and it took another week to get to me. So I've missed you all terribly. I'm sorry I was not able to stream with my phone and didn't have my computer. So I think I need to rethink my strategy when I travel and maybe have like a home computer and you need home for that. Well, as soon as we build our house, as soon as you guys manifest silver going back up. And Westwood's making fun of me in the background because I'm talking way too much on the warm up. Anyway, I missed you all, and I missed Westwood, and I missed happy hour. So jump in the chat, make sure you join us, and we'll be back with the one and only Glenn Westwood right after this. It was only a 2-minute intro. It's like Love Connection.
No, I was manifesting the house and home for you.
Oh, thank you. That was very nice. I thought you were going.
No, wrap it up. No, that'd be like this. I was going like this.
Okay, very nice. Thank you for doing manifest.
Okay. All right.
That's interesting. Like Uncle Cliff's talking about all that stuff too right now. So I love hearing all that. So how you been?
Pretty good. I'm hot right now.
Yeah,
it's been hot out.
Everyone's kind of getting hot.
Been a basement dweller, living in a cave because it's much cooler down underground.
Well, that's really smart. Yeah. Just make sure you get underground, and it's way more temperate.
Oh, yeah.
In there.
Lacking vitamin D because, I just don't like to leave the house anyway. So, here I am. Even fueling my little behaviors to where I just don't want to go anywhere. Somebody's coming through town and wants to have breakfast on Sunday. And I'm just like, I don't want to go out and have breakfast.
Well, you come here.
I know. I'm like, make you breakfast.
You should have a bunch of Nana's rainbow eggs still.
I think I ate them all.
Did you eat them all?
Yeah. I've been boiling them in my little egg steamer. And
we've got this. Yeah.
I've shifted to a mostly egg diet here lately.
Well,
It's fine. I mean,
do what you got to do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was reading or watching a video they were talking about potatoes, and it was like a nutritionist guy or whatever. And he was saying that if you cook potatoes, yes, you cool them off. So you heat up a potato, you can cook it. But then something about the science, chemistry of it cooling down makes it like not a hypoglycemic, not a high glycemic index item anymore because
they are.
Yeah. So it changes the starch somehow.
Okay.
I can't remember what they called it. He had a specific word for it, but it was really interesting. And I love potatoes, but this is bad for you.
I know they can.
Yeah. But he talked about that there's actually like this potato diet.
Like potatoes and beer.
Yeah.
That's probably not good.
All the potato salad you want because it's cold. You can't actually reheat the potato after you make it cold, and it still works. And actually, it can be exponential. You can heat and cool it a couple times.
Oh, wow.
And then the more you do that, the more it lowers the glycemic index of the potatoes.
Really?
Yes. And he's like, so, on Sunday, you want to boil or bake all your potatoes and then stick them in the fridge and then heat them all up again every day that you eat them and re-cool them. It actually like exponentially makes them. So basically it's like a high fiber diet. And he talked about you being more satiated, like chips are going to happen. You're going to eat the whole bag. Like you're not going to feel full or whatever. Right. But with this potato diet, he's like, you actually get satiated because it's the fiber and it, has nutrition and all that kind of stuff. And, but then you don't get the big glycemic pump. So I thought,
nice. Well, you could take, by the end of the week, having heated them up and cooled them off so much, you already got mashed potatoes made.
There you go.
They're already ready.
Mashed potatoes at the end of the week. Yeah. It was really interesting. Just all the things, we've never been taught about how, like Dr. Reg used to say, let your food be your medicine and all of that. And we really can do so much with food.
I think so.
They just don't want us to know.
We can do so much good and so much damage.
Yes. True.
It's a tool.
True. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of tools, not you.
Okay. I was getting set up.
There's so much happening with currency. The silver bells came out this week.
Silver bells.
And sold out within minutes. I wonder, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Okay.
And as well as the Trump coin came out, and it was very misleading, in my opinion, the marketing, because they said I swear they said a gold coin at one point, and maybe I misheard or wanted to hear.
Okay.
But then it's a gold colored.
Okay, so it's like the presidential dollar coins that are that color.
Susan B. Anthony's that they did like that.
No, Sacagawea was that color. The Sacagawea dollar coins, and then the presidential coins were all that color, and I think the same size. They were a dollar coin.
Yes, that's what this is going to be, a dollar coin. Yeah. And of course, the libs are going crazy, and Trump's putting himself on money, and I'm like, they've done it before, dude. It's not the same. It's not our,
it's not. It's commemorative.
Yeah. And then what is the other currency? Oh, there's so much currency stuff. But so what? Oh, the nickels.
They're getting rid of them finally?
Shoot. I've got to find this article. So tell me your thoughts.
Over 7 cents a piece in copper and nickel.
They're saying like 11 or 13 or something.
Right. On melt, it isn't. I mean, if you just look at the melt value of the current price of copper and nickel, it's about a little over 7 cents.
Okay. Yeah, there was. So tell me your thoughts on, do you think that the silver bells actually sold out that fast?
Yeah.
Why do you think that's more than the percentage up for numismatic? Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, what were there? There were only 1,776 of them, or how many were there?
2026.
Okay, 2026. Well, that's why, because it's so rare. It's so rare that you'll see that with a lot of numismatic coins that there's just not that many of them. So the price is super high. So it doesn't surprise me at all. And what happens with the U.S. Mint, what you'll find is a lot of dealers, what they'll do is there's probably a limit of one. And, so they go out there and they're going to buy their one, because they're going to try and sell it for more.
I see.
It'll be interesting because I got a coin. I don't know if they'll be delivered yet, but because I've got a coin show coming up at the end of July that I'm going to go to. And if they have them shipped out by then, I'll be curious to see what they're asking for them on the secondary market, because you can't get them anymore. So it's whatever somebody's willing to pay at this point.
But isn't it typically like a numismatic coin, even if it's a scarce thing, it doesn't have that percentage of markup?
Not usually, no. But that's a pretty low mintage. Just over 2,000, that's not very many.
Okay.
If you look at like last year, for instance, I'm familiar with this, the Mexican Libertad coin, it's what the Mexican Mint makes. It's like their silver eagle, so to speak, their, collectible 1 ounce silver coin that they make. And they have pretty low mintages. And for some crazy reason, last year, they only produced 500 of them, which normally, you might have a million, a couple million. They only produced 500 of this coin last year. And I remember at one point, and it's probably more now, but APMEX was selling them graded perfect condition, in the case and everything. And they were having auctions. And I mean, they were selling for like 10 grand for an ounce of silver
Wow. I saw a thing.
because there's only 500.
There was something going on with the 5-ounce Libertads or something.
They're real low mintages too,
Okay.
especially the proofs. Yeah, they get, and so they go for a lot. They command a heavy premium because, I mean, if you've got a collector out there that wants to get every one of those coins, well, if you want every one of those 1-ounce regular issue coins, there's only 500 sets that can exist because, last year they only made 500 of the 2025. So that's like super rare. And you're going to pay up for it. So it doesn't surprise me that they went for that. And, depending upon the desire, I mean, they could double in price, pretty quickly. Who knows? Could be $3 grand, somebody's selling it for.
And I can't imagine. I mean, they were saying like literally they sold out in minutes. So I don't even know how you could have gotten one unless you were like on there. And
yeah, I've seen that before. I've been on a waiting list for certain coins, and I mean, I couldn't buy them because, and the mintages on those weren't that low. You're talking maybe 100,000 or something, or 50,000, but there's just collectability to certain things. And how often are you going to get a Liberty Bell that's celebrating the 250th anniversary of America one time? So, you want to have it, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. Did I send you that thing about nickels? I didn't, did I?
I don't think so.
I'll find it now. Dang it. I'll find it and I'll post it in the VeTest chat for everybody. But it's something about like it would have been smarter to get rid of the nickel than the penny, because at least with pennies you can make change.
Yeah, you can add 4 or 5 pennies,
right?
Or 9 pennies, whatever.
Right, you can't get 27 cents change with nickels, and so they were like and nickels actually are more valuable than the pennies, or harder to make, or whatever.
Yeah, it costs them a lot of money. You're probably looking at the production cost, and it's probably close to 15 cents a nickel to produce it.
Yeah, that's okay. So maybe that's what they were talking about. Not
that
necessarily, but the production cost. It was like 13 plus cents.
And yeah, because minimum it's going to be 7 cents just because of the metal. And so now you got to strike it and, ship it and do all that other stuff. So it probably is double that. So they're losing their butt on it.
Yeah. So that's they're like, that was
go out and buy the nickels for 5 cents at the bank, and you're stealing from the government. Why not turn it around?
Do something in your favor.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was just crazy to me, hearing them talk about it. And now they're talking about, well, maybe we made a mistake. So I don't know where that article came from, but
what's going to happen is they'll probably get to the point. I think they probably wanted it to happen sooner, to where there wouldn't be any pennies in circulation, to make it kind of a pain in the butt, And at first it was right out of the gate, but I mean, now I don't see any problems. There's still a lot of pennies. Anytime I go and get, there's always pennies for change. Yeah. So I'm thinking that maybe they wanted to push us into that digital system a little quicker because, make it inconvenient and get people annoyed. So I don't know what they're going to do now, but apparently that legislation's supposed to, I thought it was going to be this week for the Clarity Act, but I don't know.
Well, they were met on it today, starting, it goes like 10 o'clock in the morning or something. And, is it Japan or China? I think it's Japan, just passed their version of the Clarity Act.
Yeah.
And they just tokenized Wall Street in their version of Wall Street.
Yeah, their stock market, the Nikkei exchange, maybe.
Yeah. And that's just as they're losing, their bottom's falling out of their.
Oh yeah, the interest rates have gone way up on their bonds, and that yield trade is Japanese yen carry trades has been unwinding. So yeah, I don't know. At some point, there's going to have to be. They're already doing it. You see it all the time. You've got these corporations and financial institutions. They're rolling out, stable coins and all kind. It's all being built. It's just a matter of when does that switch flip, to transition it over.
And you're hearing little pieces of it everywhere. Like Marco Rubio was talking, and he said something about nation states, in one of his messages recently. And then, you could see each state creating its own currency.
Yeah.
And maybe that's through stable coins as
whatever it is. I mean, different countries are going to do different things. I think, you'll have different competing currencies just like you do now, but they'll all be digital,
mhm.
which makes sense. I mean, you think about, delivering your package as the physical logistics of getting that thing done. What if you were sending money? What if you were like a gold bar or something? And not that you do that, but I mean, you think about the logistical nightmare of getting those things from point A to point B to take this store of wealth and give it to another person. And sometimes it's hard to get it to that person. You got to go through a lot of hoops, whereas the digital framework completely fixes that. And
And
it
we
just makes things much more efficient.
yeah, I
Comes
know.
with some dangers you got to be aware of too.
Yeah.
If the government runs it all, then,
Right. Do they run it or are they?
It doesn't look like the U.S. is going that way. It
I don't.
looks like they're going more corporatized, to where all companies are going to have their own stable coins, and there are probably going to be some that are higher standard stable coins. It'll be based on the company. It'll be kind of like the stock is. This stock's way up because of the underlying fundamentals of the company. And I think, like a Walmart stable coin. Well, it doesn't look like Walmart's going out of business. So theirs is probably pretty safe. But as for right now, though, these stable coin issuers, they're supposed to have reserves backing this stuff up.
Right.
And some of them are pretty suspect, have never given audits over, and you wonder, okay, what's really backing it? Whereas if a company does it, you can tie it to their balance sheets, you can tie it to their assets, and it could be very easy for the government to regulate, I guess you could say.
So more like a share.
Kind of, in a way. You wouldn't have a share in the company, but it would be backed by the company's productive capacity, what they own, the assets that they have, and it would make it more solid. It'd still be pegged to a dollar, whatever that dollar is, and they'd all be the same. It's just that, if would you take a stable coin from Radio Shack? They're out of business. I mean, or would you take one from Walmart? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're probably not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Or Amazon or some big company that's proven itself and, they're probably not going out of business. So some are going to be more long-term safe than others. It'd be just like holding currencies. Okay. Would you rather be holding Russian rubles or US dollars? It's just,
you're still valuing it, whether it's a stable coin or not.
it's still based on the dollar and whatever that is.
And if Japan is failing and dumping treasuries, that puts
they may be investing in US stable coins then that are based on the dollar, to hedge against it, or rather than yen stable coins. And so you're still going to have the competing currencies. I think it's just going to be digital.
Wow.
It's just digital money.
Which if you understand cryptocurrencies and even stable coins, digital currency, it's a messaging system. Yeah. But once again, and really it was like this even with the original coins or silver. It was a measurement or a tool that we gave value to, that we chose how many eggs we're going to give for that one. Was it a real, the first one?
The Spanish real, pieces of 8 slices.
Yeah. So we're still in control if we choose to be, if we choose to give those currency value.
Yeah, somebody can say, well, I'll pay 1,000 stable coins, for whatever item that you have. And you may say, well, no, I'd rather have, a fraction of a Bitcoin. I'd rather have a bunch of Digibyte. And the Digibyte dollar actually launched earlier today, I think, live on the mainnet.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
I saw a lot of news talking about that. And I know Dave has been sending me, Blind Dave's been sending me some videos and trying to keep me updated on all that. And that's interesting to me. I see it as fractional reserve lending for we the people, where we're the ones in control of it.
Yeah, reverse fractionalization.
Reverse, yeah. I guess it would be reverse.
Yeah, you're and they've already there's not a lot, but I mean there's like a couple million Digibyte that have been locked up into it, because you lock it up into a contract and then it's set and it's no longer on the market. You have it in your wallet in your possession, but it won't unlock until that term that you chose passes, and then it can be available again. So you use it as collateral, lock it up, and you create these Digi dollars that are stable coins. you know, essentially pegged to the dollar. And you don't get to unlock that until that time frame's up. So that puts it eventually that'll put a pinch on the supply of Digibyte, because a lot of it will be locked up in cold storage for a specific time, and you'll be able to see how long and kind of game it out that way. So no, it's interesting stuff. But you're right. You give energy to the things that have value, and we give it to gold, silver, to an extent, the US dollar, because we still use it. But it's the same way with any stable coin, you know, or any cryptocurrency. What makes it valuable to me? It's the efficiency. And it's the honesty of the protocol. Now, stable coins, that's suspect, you know, it depends. But with a proof of work coin, for instance, it's very easy to know the value of it, because you know how many are produced, you know how efficient it is, you know, it's open source. It's
Well, and that's where like the DTCC, which
Mhm.
this was where, so a year ago, about when we sold our house and we couldn't get a hold of anybody at the IRS because
Yeah,
no one's working there.
it's all AI driven.
To
And
get
it
our,
doesn't work very well.
yeah, they're just mailing shit out that they already had set up. Anyway, but my friend told me, go to this DTCC website. This is how we're doing it now. They're finally, your titles are being, they're recognized through the Secretary of State in your county.
Yeah, it's all
and
digital.
and they're using the DTCC. And then DTCC comes out just a couple days ago and says they're using Stellar and one other blockchain.
Okay.
And they specifically call it out that because it's transparent. So
Yeah.
this is where like it needs to be a public blockchain. It needs
Yeah.
to be something transparent, because things like titles, stuff like that, we want that to be a transparent system. And they're using it for documentation, kind of like the VE chain implementation of, tracking items with the QRs or the blockchain or whatever, chain of custody kind of thing. And so I just think people are having such an education about, oh wait, why are they using this blockchain? And it just like the paper and physical gold and silver markets are separating right now. In China, they're ending all of that. It's going to be, gold, if you have to have physical to trade and whatever, and they're ending all the paper stuff.
Yep.
And that will cascade to us, because that will set up.
It'll have to.
Yeah. But the same thing is happening with titles and things on blockchain here. And people, I think, will understand that it wasn't a number go up. It's definitely a use case when you use it for things like that. It's a messaging service. It's an email. You're, sending a message that can never be erased, and
you've got a permanent public ledger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty big deal, because even in this little county, it's all digital. You go and they'll look it up on the digital screen for you, and they'll print off a copy, but it's digitized now. And which in a way, going forward, that's definitely a necessary thing. Everything's going to have to be digital if we want it accessible, and if we're accustomed to wanting all the information in real time all the time, then that has to be the way to do it. That's how we do it, is because everything is digital. We want to make sure that it's on a safe platform, on a platform that's going to work, that has worked, and it's going to continue to work and store that information permanently going forward.
Yeah, it's just, it's all coming. It feels like a long movie and all of that, and it's been so long. But
just a blip in the big world history picture, in the big world's history timeline. It's just a blip right now.
It really is, and it's
all really is
so fast. And then Trump with his, very direct, bring the proof. We brought the receipts, that they have this documentation for the cheating. He mentions Obama last night, finally, when he's saying, what they did. He connects it with China. He left Hillary out, but I'm sure that's coming later. We all know that. And so it's like, oh my gosh, it's all finally happening. And then you see what days he did it on. Like today is World Emoji Day. And what's the emoji for calendar? July 17th.
There you go.
The July 17th in the, I can't remember which calendar, Julian calendar, is the same as July 4th in the Gregorian. I think I have that right. I may have it switched back and forth. But so today is July 4th. And, we're seeing all this stuff come to fruition, and he's handing it to, or the group that is Trump is handing it to the right people and letting people see it for themselves. So, and the people will choose. I still think Bix is right with the Road to Ruta. Oh, no.
Run, Toto, run.
Sorry. Many dogs here and people are moving around. So, anyway, what was it even saying? Oh, all the things with Trump and saying, announcing finally, like being very straightforward about the corruption. I thought it was very telling that the channels that did not play his, and I think that's kind of like the same thing where they're doing it where they're like, wait a minute, here's a the pervert fund for Congress, and how many of them would not vote yes?
Right. It calls it out into the light a little bit.
It really does. And so, if you're watching this and you've got a TV channel that you think is telling you the truth, and they wouldn't show you the sitting president addressing the nation because they wanted to take clips out and then have their commentary afterwards. And they're like, oh, it's all not true and it's been debunked. I'm like, clearly it hasn't. Or the president of the United
States. Everyone's still talking about it. It's not debunked.
Would not be. Yeah. I mean, it's just incredible. So
now, to go along with that, what's the best way to know where people stand? You force them to take a stand. And that's kind of what's happening. You force them to take a stand. And then when they pull back and don't want any part of it and want to badmouth it, well, that tells you exactly where they stand.
Yeah, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. That is for sure. I've had that lesson many times in my life.
Yeah, how can people not agree with integrity in elections? I mean, unless it benefits you to be corrupt.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's how you got elected. So, it's pretty obvious. Well, who wouldn't want transparency in elections?
I don't know. It's just the same kind of thing. And then you hear, some of these things about them, helping to let these, illegals who've killed people, they want them to have clemency and stay in the country. And like, what sane person would want that?
Oh, everybody deserves a chance at freedom, right? America, the last bastion of freedom. Not for long if you keep letting these people in.
Yeah. And that's the other thing you're seeing is other countries kind of stand up and saying like enough. And
they've had enough. They realize the decimation of their economies. I mean, the Western economies are getting destroyed, through this mass immigration, which was by design. I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, it's obvious what happened. But it's just not a sustainable path forward. Nothing wrong with assimilation, when you assimilate to the rules and the order of a nation, but you don't see that. You've got pockets that just want to do their own thing, and cities that aren't, they're foreign cities in a lot of places. I mean, it's like foreign occupation. And yet we fund it.
Yes, and then we fund it and overfund it. I mean, the fact that there's the fraud that's involved, not just in, I mean, it gets exponential when you start talking about these businesses that then they've set up and the H-1 visas and all this kind of crazy stuff. But just at a very basic level, the fact that they are given an ID, a social security number,
that doesn't make sense.
They're not a citizen, but so that they can receive
benefits
that they did not pay into and aren't a part of is completely insane. I mean, I just can't even wrap my brain around it. And anybody that, and of course they're obfuscating all of those things to we the people. And then they just, Obama, what did Obama say, that the Americans are too stupid to govern themselves or something like that?
Yeah, that's a typical elitist.
Yeah. So
it's been groomed to be part of the system and a puppet for the system, which he has.
He has, clearly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not about the government, because ultimately we are the government. We are we the
Mhm.
people. We just have not taken control, and shame on us for
Right.
allowing these criminals to take over our country, infiltrate our country, and,
Totally.
you know, take it over. We need to hold them all accountable, you know?
Yep. We need dragons so we can go shoot some fire.
Yeah, I'll ride one. Whatever we need to do it. I love watching these people that are taking down the flock cameras.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What's that? What's the flock? Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
at first
Get
they
the
were
flock out of here.
the flock out of here. Yeah, but it is violating our First Amendment, um,
Mhm.
and would it be the Fourth as well? The right to move freely or whatever, and privacy. The fact
Absolutely.
that they're taking these. There was a article that I read talking about these pedophiles that they were downloading the pictures around
Oh,
elementary
like
schools.
playgrounds and stuff.
Yes, and sending them to pedophile networks.
Oh, look. You like this one? Yeah. Yeah. See,
I
that's the thing.
They're not there to protect your children.
No, not
We're
at all.
there to protect your children, you know?
Yep.
So,
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was on Tucker Carlson talking about that stuff. He was very anti-vaccine when it came out. Wouldn't take it during the NFL. The whole thing when they were pushing it. He was talking about surveillance, and yeah, basically how dystopian it's getting and how it's just very slowly creeping, creeping, creeping. He said, but it's you use the analogy of everybody says, well, I have nothing to hide. He
yeah,
says, well, I don't have anything to hide either, but I want my privacy.
right.
I'm entitled to privacy. I need to have private moments as everyone else does. I mean, you don't need people watching you every single place you go through your television set, through, every ring camera, through every flock camera. And you get in your vehicle and start it, and it does a facial recognition and runs it to police departments to see if there's any warrants. I mean, to see if you're in the right mood to be able to put it in drive, and it's like, well, I want to use the truck to do some damage. It's like, that's my prerogative. And if I do something and harm somebody else, that's fine. I may just be running over my own stuff. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's crazy to me. Just crazy.
But yeah, it's a very slippery slope.
Mhm.
It really is. It's just not good.
There were some other change things. I was thinking about all the currency changes right now are just insane to me. We talked about the coins and all of that and the digital. Oh, I can't remember what it was, but I was working my tail off on VeTest earlier today and did a
Where's your
quick.
show notes?
Yeah, I don't have any show notes today. You guys, I just got my computer back. I'm so behind. And I have this big challenge. I am going to plea to everyone to please go watch the video right before this one. It's like 30 minutes long, and it's how to join VeTest app on mobile and set up a base wallet. It's super easy. I even had some trouble with it because I was trying to do it with fake emails and stuff. So we had to jump through a couple hoops, and
Not easy to scam the system, is it?
not as easy.
You got to give these people credit. I mean, for that at least, they're really good at scamming.
Yeah. So anyway, if you'll watch that, I would really appreciate you joining. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to comment. I'll be watching the comments on these, and you can DM me if you're a Patreon member, and I'll set up a private one-on-one where we can screen share and I can walk you through it. It is really easy. Marky did a great video with us. I think she logged on and created a new wallet in 8 minutes. So if anybody can beat her record, I don't know, I'll send you something.
You'll get some balloons.
Yes, we'll do I don't know how it happens,
balloons.
However it happens. And we'll get that done. So I have a challenge to sign up 30 new people in 30 days. And
all right, I'll be one of them.
Oh, thank you, Wesley.
I know.
Maybe we can do a video together, but
we're down to 29 now.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, that's all it takes. And like you were talking about with crypto before, like one of the things we can do as we're going through this currency failure in the US, and Rome was dying, all those things, and it seems like shifting sand. People are like, where do I go for safety? Where do I go for safety? Community is where you go for safety.
That's where you get your knowledge. That's where you get your support. That's where you get your, just
security.
That's the thing. Yeah. That's community's everything.
All of that. Yeah. And so, being a part of the VeTest community, using Reggie's patents, that's the other thing. If you believe in Reggie and you've always wanted to support him, go use his patents on VeTest.
Yeah. He's
benefiting from that. And so I've got a free tier on there that I'm going to be moving the live chat from here over to there. And I'm also on there during the week. If you use my code when you sign up, they ask you like who sent you. And if you choose LTClisa, tell them I sent you. You'll get 10% off. I have a store on there. So all my thrifting, antique, vintage, and otherwise are listed. I've got over 1,400 items on the store. And that's another thing. If you're interested in setting up a store or being a creator, I can help you with all that kind of stuff. And then I'm telling you, Patreon robs people, and YouTube does too. So if you want to actually have your dollars go to the people that you're engaging with and benefit them, that peer-to-peer transaction is the way to go. We got to get rid of the middlemen. And that's how we, make things better. But I love seeing the Digibyte community come together. Litecoin is how, Mom introduced us to crypto, and we had such a positive experience with the Litecoin community. And I really got it. I really understood about how, wait a minute, if I'm buying Litecoin and they're buying Litecoin, wait, that makes us all stronger. We're all putting our energy into that community. And if we can think about money differently, we are the energy, we are the value. And where we put that to join with others, it just makes it more. So that's kind of where I am about. I'm done with the old system, and I'm really ready for people to.
Doesn't work for us anymore.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, not for me at all.
Find new pathways.
Yeah, and that's that agorism that I am always talks about. It's not about even though people misunderstand the word anarchy a lot, which is just no king, you're your own king, whatever. But even the agorism thing is it's they're making rules for typewriters, and we don't care because we don't use those anymore.
We're using voice to text.
Right. Nancy Pelosi can sit on her little chair and bang her gavel all she wants, but it doesn't affect me.
Right. I don't hear it.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we have to be. Yep. So how was the meetup? Because we have not been on since
no
the meetup
before. Yeah. Well, it's been a while, probably a month.
It's been at least 3 weeks because I haven't had my computer for that long.
I know.
Yeah, and then did we go live? Marky, we went live.
Yeah, you guys did, but we didn't have an official show.
So it's been a month. We've never gone this long without doing a show.
That's a big gap. Well, see you in October.
No way.
I'm just kidding.
No. Yeah. So
it's been a while. It's been hot.
Yes. What do you think Trump means when he says that?
When the economy's hot? I don't know.
He doesn't just say the economy.
I know. He'll say it's hot. And he'll say capital letters.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about fire. Maybe that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Something to do with fire, flames.
Yeah.
Burning.
You're fired. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I don't know. It was just my first thought.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So many things. Oh, the other thing about change that I was thinking about, this money. So people were posting about Dan Scavino did I think I still have it pulled up. Share this tab instead. He posted this where he's bowling. Oh, I want to add to stage. Okay. And it's a strike.
Right. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Oh!
All right. Good job, Danny boy. All right. So I had just received, I guess a long time ago, I had set up a Strike account back when X was using their X money, or they were just trying to start it. And they were doing the tipping me or something.
Yeah.
And they had you set up a Strike account.
Yep.
So when this happened, I was like, oh,
This is going to be a strike.
and then when I read it, it said buy, sell, send, Bitcoin, low fees, high limits. It also says something about Plaid.
Okay. Plaid usually is like an authentication system, like it's an intermediary between you and your bank to authenticate you.
Melania wore Plaid shoes at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I've seen Plaid a lot in these ads and all my little columns that I see and stuff. And so then when I saw it associated with Strike, the Plaid thing, I don't know if they have it on their website. But low fees, borrowing against Bitcoin. Somebody announced today that they were going to use Bitcoin for collateral, another business. Pay bills.
Makes sense. That's what's going to happen digital gold.
Yeah.
Use it as an asset.
I'm not seeing the Plaid thing on here, but it was in one of their ads or something. We own your entire balance at all times. I don't like that language.
Is that supposed to make you feel good?
I need my glasses on. It says you own your entire balance at all times.
Okay.
We don't lend out your Bitcoin. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Come on.
Yeah. So I do love seeing all these different, so many people, Bitcoin maxis and all that, were like, oh, Bitcoin's in, it doesn't solve every problem. No. And that's where the DTCC using Stellar is great, because that's what we need. That open ledger, that's a messaging, it's not about number go up, because it's about the use case of it.
Right.
And then you're seeing Strike, and they are doing it for payments, or what we would call money transactions, whatever. So there will be multiple chains that are used for different things.
It's just like now, there's multiple everythings. There's multiple fast food restaurants. There's multiple soft drinks. There's multiple beers. There's multiple this, that, and it's just, look at the cars. They're not all the same. Who wants just one option? Yeah. And, because one option, you can't accommodate everybody's needs with one thing, whatever it is. Everybody's got different tastes, flavors, things that they want to use things for. That's why we have such variety. And so to think that that's going to translate over into money, that there's only one kind of money that can never be used, it just doesn't work. It never has worked. History's proven that. So, just accept that, a wide variety of things and choose what to use, what you want. Yeah, that's it.
And what do you put value in? What is, having guns to protect your home and your family, food before.
Some people like, machetes and knives, and other people like guns. That's just whatever you choose.
Whatever you choose. Yeah. Some
people like, bombs. I don't know.
Cannons, tanks. We'll have tanks. We can all have tanks. Yeah. It's just really interesting. So I like seeing all of that. The Strike thing I thought was cool, because I was, why is Dan playing? Sorry, Joni. But I thought, oh my gosh, that's what he's nodding at, is Strike.
Well, maybe there's a strike coming on Iran or Cuba.
Oh, that's true. Could be. I think our financial system is more like, I think a lot of the war stuff we're seeing is even a financial thing. Like they're saying, if you watch the Promethean ladies and all that, they're kind of exposing that Iran is like a bank fund or a way to launder money for the city of London. And we're kind of seeing that now.
It probably is. It's Middle East outpost.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, we're kind of seeing how money has been misused all these years, and it's our opportunity to take that back and choose differently with our energy. And you always talk about getting out of the casino, and
do it every day with every transaction that you make. It could be a choice to buy a $8 coffee or make your own. I mean, it's just every little thing that you do, you got to think about, okay, well, how much energy am I putting into this? And is it worth what I'm getting back? And if it isn't, don't do it.
Yeah.
Just make a change, find somebody else that does it cheaper and better. Let you be the market. You are the market. Decide what you want the market to look like and what vendors and what products and supplies you want. And you just have to do that at very small levels all the time. But if everybody does that at a small level, that's a huge thing. If everybody says, I'm not shopping here anymore, you see what happens, because it's happened.
Right. We have
and they make changes.
Yeah. With was it Bud Light or whatever?
Yeah. Bud Light, Cracker Barrel. I mean, there's a whole list of, companies that have done things that people disagree with, and it puts a hurt on them because collectively, if we just take action by not taking action, or not participating, they react.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Don't underestimate your power. Somebody else is thinking the same thing you are.
That's true. And then you can value it. You can say, that's one thing I really like about, I'm bringing up the VE thing again, but I'm working on it a lot. So it's like in my brain all the time. But there's an intent page, and that's for exchanging with two individuals, not using it's not a DEX, it's not a swap, nobody's setting the price. And so like if I say, hey, I want some Vary for, and I'm willing to give up USDC or something, and then I kind of stick my hand up, and if somebody's in there, they can say, hey, I'll have that talk with you, and then you have this negotiation between the two of you. And
it's like a Turkish bazaar.
Right.
It's like, hey, I got this on the street,
Maybe. I mean, because they, it's not, you can go look at different exchanges and see what stuff's changing for, but it's the water. It's your story where you talk about how much is a bottle of water in the desert, know, how much is that worth? Because
we're in the Westwood bar right now, pretty valuable because it's hot.
Yeah. I don't be too long, but it's, I mean, you get to negotiate with that person and you set the price and what it's worth to you. And if it's not to them, then they don't have to take it. So it really is that free market, which I love seeing, because it's not the, now we're seeing that these markets are so manipulated, and just because the price is set at something, I don't believe that that's its value. I mean, Charlie and I were, we're wanting to build next door. We cleared our lot and thought we were getting ready to build because silver got up to $120 or ready to go. And then it took a dump. So we're having to wait for a little bit. That's okay. But while we're doing that, we're looking around and I'm like, wait a minute. They want me to pay $200 a square foot to build on my own lot here. Or we're looking at some of these houses. This one house, now it needed a lot of work. It was not that I would buy a 12,000 square foot home, but it was 12,000 square foot home on 7 acres, and it went for $600,000.
Yeah. So you do the math on that and you're like, wait a minute, it's $50 a square foot or something, and you think,
something crazy.
Huh? You can't build it that cheap. Now, granted, you're going to have to put money into it, but still, you start looking at that and you think,
And there's also other things that maybe it's closer to 120 or 150 a square foot that they're asking. And it's like, well, that doesn't even make sense for us to build at that point.
I know what you mean. Unless location, that's.
Well, and maybe it is then. So once again, then it's, well, wait, how much is it worth being next door to your mom?
Right.
So maybe it does have that value.
Right.
So that's
to someone else it may not, but to you it may. And so that's where the whole individualized, that's why you have artwork that goes for $30 million, because one person wants it and they got the money and they don't care because they want it. They want it on their wall.
Sometimes
so they'll pay it.
Children, but usually it's art. I don't believe anybody thought Hunter Biden's artwork was actually worth what something that went for. But
well, it's no different than these former presidents and first ladies getting their book deals for $10 million. It's like, people aren't reading that stuff. That's a pot payout. Garbage. And they don't even write it.
No, it's crazy. It is really crazy. It's just a way to, and the way they've exploited nonprofits, like, it's really upsetting for me. Just with that being my career and history and all that, is doing all these work for nonprofits and then seeing, because for years I worked for free, for OK Foster Wishes, got it started. I think I worked for free for 10 or 12 years, And then I only got paid like the last couple of years, and then all that blew up. And so seeing these people misuse good intentions of the community where the community really wants to help. So be a facilitator of a help, but that's where it really does need to be more community supported, peer-to-peer and transparent, you know.
It's more accountable that way. I mean, you don't know what they're doing with the money at the top. I mean, these big organizations, they just, anything that grows large tends to get corrupt. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, and so, if it can be done at the grassroots level, that's more ideal because you're closer to the source. And so, if you got a vision to do something to help, just go do it. Just start doing it. Somebody else may say, yeah, I like that.
I think I have an idea. Marco, I'll call you later.
There you go.
Because it just made me think of like using Reggie's patents for nonprofit work or whatever, where there's can be transparency and it's peer-to-peer, where it doesn't have to be manipulated by the middleman system. And it's because it's nobody's, business what you give a gift to someone or whatever. And when it's given directly, then you don't have to worry about all the accounting and.
Well, see, that's the thing. How much is spent on accounting in these big nonprofit organizations? I mean, it can't be cheap.
Oh, I'm sure it's very expensive.
Because you've got all, that's what it is. It's all transactions. Well, if you've got a blockchain that does nothing but log transactions, I don't know. It might be something to look at, huh?
Something. I mean, I don't know. There's so many good intended people that really want to help and then get turned off when they hear these stories of fraud. And I still believe most people are good.
Well, I do too.
I know
100%.
Yeah, they want us to think we all hate each other. They want to think, all this. But if you meet somebody in a coffee shop and are kind to them, usually they're kind to you back.
From my experience, for the most part, unless they're having a bad day and they just don't want to talk to anybody. But I mean, everybody has a bad day. But doesn't mean that's who they are all the time.
Right. And as we see that, I kind of hope that as the currency fails and all that we'll take back our value and stop putting it in money, putting it in other people's hands, and we'll realize that we are the value. That's one of my greatest hopes, is that, let it all go to shit. Let it go to the zero, because that puts the playing field. It changes the arrow. Where are we looking for value? Where are we looking for? Oh, wait, we're supposed to be looking at each other. And how we can, build things together and make this world a better place. And so, F the 401ks, F all these, this fake security that we don't have. I mean, God is our protector and our provider. And if you're not doing the work that you're supposed to be doing, you're not going to have the tools. And I truly, truly believe that. And so find out what you're passionate about and walk out in it and do it. And if it's the right thing, if you're doing, what you're created for, those doors are going to open, those tools are going to show up.
They do. They always do. I mean, you don't know how you're going to do it. You just do it. And then all of a sudden, something happens to keep you going on that path. And you're like, well, I guess I'll keep doing it. I'm still getting by doing it and I like doing it. And it works out if it's supposed to work out.
Look at the community that we've built doing our meetups and all that. And then what you turned it into at Westwoods. I mean, that's community driven.
100%. It really is. I mean, it wouldn't be anything if people didn't show up.
Yeah.
And people keep showing up from all over the country because they want to, and, continue to build the place. So it's valuable to them. It's valuable to me. It's worth putting your time and energy into it. And people continue to do it. We've had 15 meetups now?
I can't.
I think that was the 14th, 15th. I think that was our 15th meetup since 2020.
And then
we did it 2 a year and then 3 last year.
Right.
So maybe October will be the 15th. I think the October will be the 15th.
That'll be awesome.
Meetup. Yeah, it's just crazy. 15 times.
Yeah. And it grows and grows each time and gets richer with the community.
It really does.
I really love, I just had so much fun this time getting to talk to everybody and catching up. And then Mark, you so cute. Well, if she's not cooking something, she's cleaning something. She's running,
always on the move.
on the move all the time.
She's a moving target and hard to hit.
Yeah, she's great. And there's just been some wonderful friendships there that, I think about, Mark Weems has to travel unbelievable amount of hours.
3 to 4 flights.
Yeah.
Just making changes and happy about it.
Yeah.
Smile on his face.
Yeah.
So
I know it's inconvenient to everybody in different ways, but you get so much out of it. And so
I could be in Alaska. That'd be really inconvenient.
Please don't do that.
I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah, please don't go that far north. Did you see the thing with Canada? I guess they got enough votes or signatures to do the vote for Alberta to leave.
Oh, really? Because there's been a lot of talk about, those kind of provinces breaking away from the crown.
Yeah. There was another comment. I guess it was Marco Rubio. And then somebody else had made a comment like calling it nation states or, and that's where I always try to listen to the language, like the little bits. And Trump was really using the word trust last night. And Besant has been using the word trust a lot and restoring the trust to the people.
Well,
and man,
the trust of government, the government trust. I mean, not.
Well, I don't know if it's government trust. I think it's our trust.
Yeah, that's the other side of it.
We'll see.
You be your own trust.
They also have shown, Besant is now shutting off illegals' bank accounts. They're getting rid of their CDLs. All this.
The word illegal should mean something.
It should.
You know what I mean?
That's so sad. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, but what crime have they committed?
If you're illegal, then it's a crime of some sort, I would think.
They're hiding something. Yeah. If you don't have anything to hide, we know we can have privacy, but not when you go to somebody else's house.
No, that's it. Not when you're going to take somebody else's food.
Yeah, that doesn't work like that.
That's called theft.
Doesn't work like that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's been a whirlwind. I know you're super hot out there.
It is warm out here. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't want to keep you too long. Do want to ask everybody.
Dog's passed out over here on the couch.
Both of them?
Franny's still up and panting, but Tilly's just
done.
Yep.
Leave me out of this.
Done.
Yeah. Westwood, I appreciate you agreeing to or joining us on VeTest.
I'll do it.
You'll have fun playing around with it. He's added a jukebox, and there's all kinds of like interactive stuff that you can do on there.
Jukebox?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
We need to get some Westwood music on there. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I've got a dual deck cassette player, so I'll have to dig out my old archives and maybe we'll get something going.
Make a DJ playlist or something.
Yeah, right. Mixtape.
Yeah. Whatever it is. Evening at the bar. So we'll play around with that. And if anybody else is interested, please hit me up over on Patreon, and I will be happy to do a phone call with you or a video call so we can screen share and I can kind of walk you through it. But it's really not that hard. There are just instructions in the description below. If you want to scan the QR code up over there, over Westwood, and then we'll kind of get you started and check out those. Just make sure you have some ETH on base.
ETH on base chain.
Yes, on base chain to get you started.
Okay, I'll make
and
sure.
He's adding more things all the time, so it's getting easier and easier to use all the time. So,
all right. Hey, on a final note,
parting words.
Yes. Anybody who's had any experiences or confrontations or meetings with owls, I'm curious about it. I'd like to have, because I'm kind of going down that rabbit hole a little bit.
With owls.
Owls, yes, some personal
just
experience with owls.
A picture of
Now everybody's going to see owls because I mentioned it.
Yeah. Of RFK Jr. Go look at RFK Jr.'s feed. He's been posting these outdoor, go into the outdoors, whatever. And there's a picture with these 2 little girls and this giant, and he says it's a baby barn owl or something, but the thing is almost as big as her or them.
Oh, there it is, balloons.
I don't know why the balloons are out, but anyway.
On to something.
Something is there with owls for sure, because they're all always
very ancient creature, and knowledge, wisdom, signs from the other world. I'm just curious if anybody's had any experiences that they remember. Yeah.
So reach out, follow Westwood. You can check him out on clintwestwood.net.
Yep.
All of his contacts are there. He also has a plethora of information, education, ways to connect with people in the community. So check out his website and also follow him on X. And it's like @ and then there's _ and then all capitals Clint Westwood in the middle.
Yep.
So go check that out. Are you going to do spaces tonight?
Oh, I'm thinking about it. I'll be nice and cool in the basement, so I may.
Can you space from the basement?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't, for a time, it wasn't very good reception down there. But the thing is, since it's on Wi-Fi, it doesn't matter. If it were just the phone, I mean, occasionally you may lose a signal, but it's been a lot better because they put towers
everywhere
down the road. Windmills, cell towers.
Yeah. Fine. 5G is everywhere. All right, guys.
I am immune.
Well,
you're gonna drink.
Drink? Woo! Woo! I feel good.
I needed a drink.
There you go.
All right. So we're going to go. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend.
Potato beer, right?
What's a
potato beer?
I can't have. Okay, here's the funny thing. I cannot drink potato vodka.
Really?
Makes me break out in hives.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm mostly Polish.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's
kind of ironic, but maybe I've just had enough. Had enough potatoes. Okay. So anyway, I will be doing another live onboarding video tomorrow, sometime with Marco. We're going to be doing, today we did the mobile wallet. Tomorrow I'll be doing maybe I would have Westwood do it with me if he has time. I don't know what his schedule's like. Anyway, it'll be a surprise who we're doing it with. But we'll do a live onboarding video for VeTest on Saturday, and probably do the computer version. That's easy as well. So I hope to see you guys all there. Take care. Bye.